Let me now pass on to one of the most important categorizations of tasks that was developed by Ribey and Vidal in 1993 as a result of an emphasis placed on educational settings. Ribey and Vidal refer to the importance of developing other aspects as well as communicative competence. And this is the reason why they talked about tasks from an educational perspective. And they said that in an educational context, in schools, especially in formal schooling, teachers should aim at the development of first, second, and third generation tasks. Now, what is a first generation task? One that is typically used in communicative classrooms. First generation tasks are the ones that are used to develop communicative ability. That is, those that rehearse the use of a specific linguistic item in order to develop fluency and accuracy. This type of task is the one that is most commonly used and most commonly found in communicative classrooms all over the world. Second generation tasks, in contrast, present more challenge since they require learners to manipulate language while they use cognitive abilities at the same time. So those tasks in which students have to use their cognition, they have to do mental operations as well as use language, are the ones that we would consider second generation tasks. According to Ribey and Vidal, second generation tasks focus primarily on content, procedure, and language. And the learner is challenged in those areas, and the tasks aim at developing not just language skills, but also general cognitive strategies of handling and organizing information. So language becomes somehow a vehicle for doing the real piece of work in school, which is develop cognition in students. So generally in a second generation task, students will have to use a range of structures, functions, and lexical items. Finally, a third generation task is one that integrates cognition to language, but at the same time provides students with an educational perspective on reality. The aim of a third generation task is to develop personality through the foreign language. The peculiarity of a third generation task is that it helps the individual develop wholly as a person. It helps the student develop personality, integrate previous experiences and knowledge, and it also includes working with authentic tasks, that is, activities that they would have to do in the real world. Developing third generation tasks in school is crucial since it aims at developing the whole person. It aims at educating people for the future. Let's have a look at an example of what we mean by a third generation task.
Today is a special day because we are going to talk about electricity. Have a look at this video, please.
Where does electricity come from, RT?
Electricity comes from a power plant. Electricity is a form of energy.
Okay, now it's time to check the vocabulary. Do you know the game memory?
So, Ricardo, have you got fun? No, I haven't.
Have you got a microwave oven?
Yes, I have.
What do we use electricity for?
Washing machine, drill, radio, toaster, fridge, stove,
Communication, power and motion, light, and heating and cooling. How much does this consume?
1,400.
300 watt.
150 watt. I think 25.
How much electricity do we consume at home? This is 1 meter. We have to calculate the daily consumption and the monthly consumption. And sometimes we waste a lot of electricity. This is a good game. Don't switch off the light when you leave a room. So, I have to change all of this with this. What do you think?
The class that you have just watched is a clear example of a third-generation task developed through a sequence of preparation tasks and a final task with a clear educational objective. As you can see, the main aim of this task is to develop knowledge about the world using language in genuine ways. So notice that the task helps students develop linguistic competence and communicative competence at the same time that they are developing an awareness on the problems and needs of the world, and that they become committed to action as a citizen, as a critical thinker. So we know that language is used in integrated ways with other aspects of the individual. Language is just part of an overall and more complex and holistic process, the process of educating a person.
Which you did not understand, is it not? Now let us form into groups, do group reading, then we will come to know those words and we'll have a better understanding of what we have read just now. Okay? So you people form into groups now. Okay, form into groups. 5 in each group. Okay children, now that you people are sitting in groups, what you do is, each one will read one sentence and the others will listen to that sentence. And if he is saying any word incorrectly, then others will help that particular students to correct the word. Is that clear? Then we will discuss about ideas. So each one of you read one sentence. Second sentence will be read by the second member of the group. Third sentence by the third member. Okay, like that you people take turns and complete that passage. Is that clear? Come on, do it now. You can make use of dictionary also. You can look at the glossary that is there on the board. Also you can turn pages and you can read the glossary from the textbook at the back of the lesson. Okay? Yes, Rohit? Any problem here? Okay, very good. Which sentence are you reading, ma? Yes. Is she reading correct? Have you read correctly? Yes, yes. Please carry on.
This extract of a class in India is a very interesting example of the ways in which a second generation task operates. Notice that the teacher in charge of the course is helping students develop metacognitive and evaluative processes. That is, she's helping the children through the task develop their thinking processes. Notice that the students monitor their own learning process and they have to help others. Teacher encourages people working together in teams collaboratively through a task in which students have to read and others have to monitor, and all together have to try and guess the meaning of words that they don't know. Students develop their analytical skills with reference to English, so they learn how to learn as they are learning to use English.
Look here. What's this? What's this? Meow, meow. A cat, a cat, a cat. Meow. Okay. Can you point, listen and point?
With the help of the pictures in the book, the lyrics of the chant are presented. Then the chant is played on the audio CD. The children point at the pictures as they repeat the chant.
What's this? What's this? Woof, 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 woof. A dog, a dog, a dog, woof, woof. Very good. Now we're going to listen to the CD and you point, okay? Here we go. What's this? What's this?
Squeak, 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 squeak.
A mouse,
A mouse, a mouse. Squeak, squeak.
What's this? What's this?
Quack, 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 quack.
A duck, a duck.
A duck. Quack, quack.
In this particular case, we can identify a clear first-generation task. Through this task, children learn the language in a communicative way because they are singing a song. But there's a focus which is placed only on language for communication and the development of communicative competence, that is, accuracy and fluency. Even though this task collaborates in the development of communicative competence and is central for the learning of English, note that the other two dimensions, the cognitive as well as the educational, are lost here. In this class, we have talked about the main categorizations of tasks that were developed historically. Willis's pedagogic categories, Prabhu's cognitive categories, and Rivet and Vidal's educational categories. In the synchronic meetings, we will be analyzing present-day categorizations, categories related to the ways in which you think of a class from a topic or a text perspective.